Hello everyone, this is Vicki Verley. Thank you so much for joining me for your monthly Tarotscopes. These monthly mini readings offer a glimpse into what it's really like to have a personal consultation with me. A private reading is much more personal and in-depth. I psychically tune into your energy and get visions and impressions that are specific only to you. If you would like to order a personal reading from me, or check out some of the other products and services that I offer, you can do so by checking out the link below. And now, without further ado, on to the reading. Capricorn. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your September of 2014 Tarotscope, mini astrology reading, and animal totem for the month of September of 2014. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we've got for Capricorn. Okay. Looks like a little bit of strife here. I got some swords going on. Oh, okay. Okay. But as it's always, you know, nothing lasts forever. It's not always going to be like this. But there's some difficulties. There's some issues maybe for you guys. Well, the first card out is Nine of Swords, so that's always, I'm upset, I'm crying, I'm sad, I'm worried. And Nine of Swords is often you keep it to yourself too, because she cries a light at night alone. And it's next to this Page of Rods, and sometimes I feel like it's telling us, you know, you keep it to yourself and then you go out and try to put on a happy face for everybody, or paint a picture like everything's sunny and okay, you know. And maybe it's not. And I feel like you got to deal with some of that. There does seem to be some good news coming though, and it's talking about fire, so I'm not really sure about that. But maybe it's just news. Let's just, since there is no big fire things happening, there's no new or full moon, the sun's not going to be in fire. We do have Jupiter and Leo, but that's for the entire month. But let's just take it as the fire energy. Exuberance, fun, let's go do things. Put it this way too, if somebody's calling you and say, hey, let's go out, and don't be like, oh, I just can't. I got, you know, in your mind, because you can't because you have to stay home and worry. No, you don't have to stay home and worry. You know, that could even be it. But I feel like embrace some. There's people coming around, or things are popping up. You know, this Page of Rods with this youthful, fun energy, or spend some time around children. Maybe if there's any children in your life, or your friends have kids, or whoever. You know, maybe that's going to help brighten your spirit and give you some perspective. That everything's not as bad as it seems, or it doesn't have to be so, you know, dark. There's things going on, too, about strains in relationships. And this may be going on now. Some of you may be ending some relationships. And there's financial involvements, too. And it feels like you feel like you're going to lose out on this, not get your fair shake in it, or, you know, be taken to the cleaners, came and just popped into my mind. Or maybe it's old. I think for some of you this is old stuff. Like this already happened and you're still brewing about it. Or maybe you have to write that child support check or that alimony check every month and you're just like, oh, I just, you know, just every month it just stirs you up and gets you irritated or aggravated or something. Because it feels like there's a lot of money involved here too. It's not just emotional. But there was an emotional attachment. So, I mean, even some of you, it might even be your parents' divorce. You know, if you're younger and you're like in college, say, and it's like, oh, I got to take out another student loan because my parents got divorced or blah, 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 you know, and they don't have the money anymore. You know, it's things like that. It feels like you're throwing out there and like stewing in it, and it's not helping you in any way. Because this is all swords. This is all I'm stewing in my juices and everything. And then Hangman in reverse. Now, Hangman is a card of retreat and let's think things over and let's back away for a minute and get a grip, get some perspective. But Hangman was in reverse. So that's always a time, okay, we've thought about this enough. You know, we've been a hermit long enough. It's time to get back out there. You know, it's time to get out there and find the joy in life. Because Page of Rods is definitely joyful and playful, you know, so let's find some joy in our lives. Releasing is going to bring new things in, and that's just, you know, that's for everybody, right? That's always the case. As soon as you release it, then boom, new things start to happen. And I do have some good things happen. The King of Cups, who's the Emperor. So, King of Cups could be a man. Usually it would be a man, but in these general readings, not necessarily. But possibly water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We are having a full moon in Pisces on the 8th, which I'm going to get to later. So it might have to do with that full moon. It might be around that time of the 8th. And the Emperor. So either he introduces you to the Emperor, or he or she, I guess it could be a woman, or he or she is the Emperor themselves. And look how these two things kind of, I'm not really even sure what that means. But I'm just noticing how they both have their little scepters in their hands, and it's sort of just lining up right next to each other like that. So you can make of that what you want. But I want to say that they're going to clink together, but not in an aggressive way, like a fighting way, like almost like you would clink glasses. You know, like the Three of Cups is right there next to it, but it's in reverse. But almost like you would clink glasses. Oh, okay, here we go. I think I'm getting it, why they're showing me why. And he's holding a glass, too. Three of Cups is in reverse. Next two cards, Three of Cups is in reverse with Ace of Cups in reverse. Now, that could mean a lot of things, too, but, okay, here, one of the things it could mean. You haven't felt like going out because, you know, you broke up in your relationship and you just don't feel like being out around people anymore. But what I almost want to say, because the way that Spirit was trying to get me to clink those two scepters together, almost like clinking glasses, and I didn't even notice that the Three of Cups was right next to it. I feel like they're saying that you've got to get back out there and mix and mingle and do some schmoozing. You got to do a little schmoozing to get to meet new people, to have the opportunities that you want. And this doesn't have to be financial. You know, just because he or she's the Emperor doesn't mean it's all about money. It could just be any kind of thing. Because these cup cards certainly aren't about money. These are about your emotional state and love and being around people and things like that. You got to do that to have some healing. Constantly focusing on a problem is not going to make it go away. Trying to look at it from every angle, all it's going to do is you're going to go down. You know, you're just going to go down. Sometimes the best thing to do is just leave it alone. And that's with anything, just like even creative projects with myself. If I'm working on a song or something and I'm frustrated and I can't get it, I just put it down, walk away. And then you come back and it's just like, oh, that's it. Aha, all I need, you just need to take your attention away. Or back when I used to get the paper and everybody would do the crossword puzzles, you know. You work in that puzzle, and you can't get it, you set it down, come back later in the day, it's like bing, finished in 5 minutes. You know, you need a break. Give yourself a break, okay? You got to give yourself a break from all this. And the fact that we do have the moon in the same row is that that guy here, the King of Cups, and we have that full moon on the 8th. I want to say that that could be key dates, and especially if you receive invitations to go out or do, you know, socialize or be a part of you know, groups of people at that time, receiving them that would be an important time. Or if the event itself is occurring on that 8th, then yeah, I think that would be important. So about, you know, I was going to segue right into that Pisces moon, but I do want to tell you what house that would be in also. In your case, that's in the 3rd house of communication. Yeah, so if anybody calls you or short distance travel, there could be something cool happening right by your house, you know, real close by. You don't have to go very far for it. So that's on the 8th, and the cards were kind of pointing us to saying that that could be something pretty good there. Or you could, the full moon in your 3rd house, you could get some really good news at that time. Okay, and then the next thing that's happening is the new moon in Libra in your 10th house of career and fame on the 24th. So that's a great day to initiate any kind of career moves or any kind of things that you're wanting to do. That might have been something having to do with that Emperor too. Or maybe you meet him when you're out socializing and he calls you on the 24th. And, hey, you got the job, or we're going to do the project, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle up and find your animal totem, Capricorn, for the month of September 2014. Crow. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is one of my main totems. Crows and ravens. Okay, well, we're going to be back in a minute. I'm going to do a little talk on it. And as always, if you're interested, you could find lots more information on the animal totems. Be back in a minute. The crow represents magic, myth, and mystery, and is one of my personal totems. They are highly intelligent and have excellent strategy skills. Often mobbed by other birds, the crow is not deterred. This reminds us to sing our own song, even if others reject you or your ideas, and try to clip your wings. Crow brings messages from other realms and reminds us to notice the synchronicities and magic that are all around us. Okay, before we go, I want to remind you all that I do have a book out called Tarot in the Modern World. And if you enjoy these readings that I do on YouTube here, chances are you're going to enjoy the book. It's easy to understand terms. I give upright and reverse position. And then I also give like a little bit of an interpretation of how to relate it to other cards, as I do when you watch the videos here, as I relate all the cards together, because I feel like that's really important. And I give like a little poem to kind of help you remember it. A new beginning is in store for you. It may involve love or creativity too, for the Ace of Cups. So it's a nice little book, easy to understand. It's available on Amazon, and you can find the link below. I also want to remind you that I have on other channels. If you look at my main page, The Rock and Roll Prophetess, I have a couple of other channels. One is music as a keyboard player, and I also write music, so if anybody wants to record any of my material, I would love to hear somebody else's take on it. And secondly, I have my children's channel, the Learning Songs for Kids, which features learning songs for kids. It pretty much says it all. But also the Green Glen Gang, which is something I've been trying to get going for a while, and I've been doing it lately in 3D as opposed to 2D, and I feel like that's the way that they're meant to appear on the screen or wherever they're going to end up being. So if you're interested in learning more about that or helping me get it out there, I'd love to hear from you on that. Or if you just have little kids, check out the learning songs that are on the page, on the channel. I want to thank you all for donating, because your little donations, big or small, it all goes together, and it really helps me to pay for continue to do these free videos every month. Also, I want to thank you all for liking and sharing and commenting my videos, and ordering readings and ordering charts, and also the Tapestry of Life mandalas I wanted to mention. I don't always mention these, but this is something that I do. It's spiritual art based on your chart, just like this wheel here that we have. Everybody has an astrology chart with aspects in it, and that's how I created the Tapestry of Life mandalas. As I said before, it really is a labor of love. It takes many hours to complete it, but it's such an intense, cool, beautiful thing when it's all said and done. And I pick up a lot of psychic stuff on you as I'm creating it, and people have told me time and time again that as they gaze on it or look at it, they start getting stuff too, because the swirly designs really lend itself to letting the imagination flow, just like sometimes in the tarot cards where there's like some swirly designs. It might take you away, or you'll see other pictures or other visions within it. So I want to thank you all for ordering the mandalas and liking, commenting, ordering readings. And I want you to remember that you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.